Love can build a life, but it can also destroy one. This is Elena Martinez. A mother of 8, she was the heart of her family, juggling multiple jobs to keep her children fed and happy. By day, she sorted packages at Amazon, delivered mail for the USPS, and stocked shelves at a local dollar store. By night, she was a superhero to her kids, helping with homework, baking birthday cakes, and tucking them into bed with stories of hope and resilience. Her life wasn't perfect, but it was hers. She had built it from the ground up alongside her husband, Diego Martinez, a security officer with a quiet confidence. For 13 years, they were a team, raising their children, celebrating anniversaries, and dreaming of a future where their kids would have more than they ever did. Elena often gushed about Diego on social media. "To write a love letter to you, I'd run out of ink," she once posted. "You're my rock, my king, my everything." Their love seemed unshakable, a fortress built on years of shared struggles and triumph. But even the strongest fortresses can crumble. Behind the smiling family photos and heartfelt posts, cracks began to form. Diego's temper, once under control, started to flare. Arguments became more frequent, and Elena began to feel like a stranger in her own home. She started posting cryptic messages online, hinting at her inner turmoil. "That person left you high and dry," she wrote one day. "They're having sex with someone else, and you still want them back? Wake up. Know your worth." Friends and family worried, but Elena brushed it off, saying she was just venting. Then came the final straw. Elena decided to file for divorce. She loved Diego, but she loved her children and herself more. She couldn't let them grow up in a house filled with tension and fear. The divorce was set to be finalized on August 4th, 2023, and Elena was ready to start a new chapter. The morning of August 4th started like any other. Elena was at home, getting ready for her court hearing. She had just pulled out a fresh outfit when Diego walked in. He had just returned from his night shift, his eyes dark and unreadable. What happened next was a blur. Diego began shouting, his voice shaking the walls. Elena tried to calm him, but his rage only grew. Sensing danger, she grabbed her phone and bolted out the door, her heart pounding as she dialed 911. "He's chasing me!" she screamed into the phone, her voice trembling. "Please, help me!" The streets of Detroit were eerily quiet as Elena ran, her breath coming in ragged gasps. Behind her, Diego's footsteps grew louder. She could hear him yelling, his voice a mix of anger and desperation. The police were on their way, but they were too late. Diego caught up to Elena in a deserted alley. Without a word, he raised his gun and fired. 6 shots rang out, echoing through the morning air. By the time the police arrived, Elena lay lifeless on the ground, her husband standing over her, the gun still smoking in his hand. Elena's death sent shockwaves through her community. Friends, family, and co-workers struggled to make sense of the tragedy. How could a man who once called Elena his queen become her executioner? Diego was arrested on the spot and charged with premeditated first-degree murder. At his arraignment, he showed no emotion, his face a mask of cold indifference. Meanwhile, Elena's children were left to pick up the pieces of a life shattered by violence. Her 13-year-old daughter, Sophia, spoke through tears at a vigil held in Elena's honor. "My mom was everything to us," she said. "She was our light, our protector. Now she's gone, and I don't know how we'll go on without her." Elena's death was the 8th domestic homicide in Wayne County that year, a grim statistic that highlighted the growing crisis of intimate partner violence. Detroit Police Chief James Carter addressed the media, his voice heavy with frustration. "We're seeing a disturbing trend. More cases of domestic violence escalating to fatalities. This has to stop."